Okay, guys, I want to make this quick. In times of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Truth is treason in the empire of lies. Okay, let's put that on the back burner for a second. What would you think of me personally if I sold my girlfriend and children into slavery so that I can make some money so I could give my neighbor Frank, let's say, enough money to buy arms and ammunition so he can protect himself from his neighbor on the other side of the street? What would you think of me for doing that? I sell my girlfriend and my kids into slavery so that I could come up with the funds, the capital, to give to Frank so that he can defend himself against a neighbor who's jeopardizing his safety and security. What would you think of me for that? For doing that, for that action, that one action? I'm a pretty piss poor individual, is what I am, if I do that kind of thing. So why is nobody thinking about the aid that the United States gives to the Ukraine? Now, Ukraine, for last estimates, they fluctuate all the time, but Ukraine is 13th or 15th on the list for foreign aid for the United States. And that number fluctuates, okay? So it's somewhere between $400 and $500 million a year that we give to Ukraine. Now, foreign aid is a huge part of the federal budget, to the tune of 50.1 billion with a B dollars every year that is extorted from Americans who don't have the money. So the government of the United States, these psychopaths, Washington's District of Criminals, extorts money from not just current Americans, but from future generations, future unborn generations, in order to leverage them and their future, basically selling them into transgenerational debt slavery. And who profits from that? The Zionist International Banking Cartel. A lot of money in that, a lot of money in debt, a lot of money in tax cattle, a lot of money in slavery. That's what Congress does every time they write, everybody gets together and writes out the fiscal budget for 2018, 2019, 2020. They leverage generations of unborn Americans who currently do not have the money and will not have the money to give to a foreign power, i.e. Ukraine. Now, a lot of people think that Israel tops that list, and per capita they do, but overall money they don't. Israel is third on the list. Number one on the list for foreign aid, who is it? Who is it? Anyone? Ferris Bueller? Anyone? It's Afghanistan. 5.5 or $5.7 billion a year that we give to Afghanistan, followed by Iraq, followed by Israel, followed by Jordan, followed by Egypt, and the list goes on, all the way up to $50.1 billion a year that we give in foreign aid that we cannot afford. But what's the primary evil of giving aid, the United States giving aid to foreign powers? What is the primary evil? I'll tell you the secondary evil. The secondary evil is we can't afford it. We cannot afford to give $50.1 billion. As a matter of fact, we can't afford to give 1 penny of foreign aid because we're currently on the books $23 trillion in debt. You can't squeeze blood out of a turnip, but somehow they do, and they do it through the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the Federal Reserve International Zionist Banking Cartel. So we leverage all of our future, our posterity. We sell into slavery our posterity so that we can give something that we don't currently have to foreign powers who did nothing to deserve it. And it's all for to foster global peace or acquisition of resources or whatever. But even the giving of that foreign aid is itself this quid pro quo that they keep talking about. The giving of foreign aid is a quid pro quo. You're going to tell me that the rulers and the masters behind the curtain that are pulling the levers of power in the United States aren't expecting something in return for that money they're giving? Give me a break. We'll give you this, but you got to give us that. So they're making this big fuss about quid pro quo. What is lobbying? Why do we have lobbyists? The lobbyists are there saying, if you write this bill that favors us, we'll do this for you. Quid pro quo. Quid pro quo is like the fundamental building block that keeps Washington's District of Criminals well-oiled and running. It's utter insanity. That's why I'm saying this is the insanity that nobody's freaking talking about. I don't see a forest. There's just too many trees. I don't see nothing. I know nothing. I see nothing. Colonel Klink or Schultz. I know nothing. I know nothing. Nothing at all. Yeah, we do know something. Truth is treason in the empire of lies. And if you tell the truth, you become an enemy of the state. The truth is that the second reason, it's not even the first reason, the second reason cannot give one dime, one penny of foreign aid is number two, we can't afford it. Number one, it is utterly immoral for me to sell my family into slavery so that I can accomplish an objective. And I don't care how valiant it sounds. I don't care about how valid it sounds. You can't come up with one good reason that justifies you selling your kids into eons. I mean, you'll never pay $23 trillion. And that's just on the books, guys. That's just above board. That's the number they talk about. They don't talk about the fact that if you add in the unfunded liabilities of Social Security and Medicare, that $23 trillion that we just flipped on over to on this past Halloween, October 31st, went from $22.9999 trillion to $23 trillion in debt. If you factor in unfunded liabilities of Social Security and Medicare, that thing shoots up to 130 to 150 trillion freaking dollars, man. The bankers are going, woohoo, foreign aid. Who do we give more money to? Who do we give more money to? Key bono, who benefits? Truth is treason in the empire of lies. I just had to get that off my chest, guys, because we are giving money that we don't have to powers that didn't earn and don't deserve it, all in the name of global peace and prosperity. It's everything about government, everything about Washington's District of Criminals is predicated on a big, fat, ugly lie. And that's why I always say politics is the clever and deceptive art of using euphemisms, lies, emotionalism, and fear-mongering in order to dupe average people into accepting and even demanding the chains of their own enslavement. Please share this video, guys. Like and share this video before you leave. Like and share this video with everybody you know, because this really has to get out. It's unbelievable to me, kinda. I mean, there's a lot of psychological operations going on. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance, quicksand, and cobwebs and pitfalls that you have to navigate around. There's a lot of CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird controlled media just pumping 24/7 news cycles out every single day to brainwash the masses into accepting immorality as the norm. I don't care. It is no measure of good mental health to be considered well-adjusted to a profoundly sick society. And if there's any society we live in today, it is profoundly sick and disgusting. So like and share this video, guys. I got to head to work. I wanted to keep this short and shareable. Share this video with everybody you know. I had to get this off my chest. We can't afford, number two reason for not giving foreign aid. Number two, we can't afford it. And number one, it is utterly, grotesquely immoral. Change my mind. Please take a second right now to subscribe to my BitChute channel. All these links are in the description below. Subscribe to me on Twitter, Gab, Instagram, everyone you can think of, because on December 10th, YouTube's going to change their terms of service, and anybody who's not considered commercially viable, which I'm telling you, this channel is not going to be commercially viable, will get disappeared, will get depersoned, and we'll completely lose contact, and I don't want that to happen. I want to stay in contact with you guys. So please sign up to my free newsletter on my website, highimpactflix.com, Twitter, Instagram, especially my BitChute account, because if I lose this channel right here, I will be uploading videos, but I'll be uploading them to BitChute. If you wanna support me on Patreon, you know, even if it's just $1 a month, guys, 50 cents, $1, whatever, I'm gonna continue producing content, and I'm gonna make some changes to where me and Trish are traveling around asking these hard questions, going at it from a voluntarist, liberty perspective, infiltrating Washington's District of Criminals. I'm at work right now. infiltrating Washington's district of criminals, asking the tough questions that mainstream media and frankly independent media will not ask people, questions where you can plant seeds in the minds of the people. And just like Samuel Adams said, it's not the majority who will prevail, but the irate and tireless minority who are keen on setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. Because let's face it, I am only as free as you are, and you are only as free as I am. And if we're all free and we're, you know, like that Schoolhouse Rock thing that I did like three videos ago, knowledge is power. And the more power that we have, the more we can affect positive moral change in our lives, guys. I love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for all my Patreon supporters, for you guys who support the channel on PayPal and the super chats. I will get to the super chats in the next live stream. I just didn't want to do it while I'm driving. I got to clock in here. So you guys, whatever you do, make truth the tenor of your life. Sunlight is the greatest disinfectant. Let's expose these criminals. Let's ask the hard questions, and let's plant seeds and generate fires in the minds of men. I love and appreciate every one of you guys. I'll see you in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.